I'll start sharing my screen. You all can see the screen, right? Just raise your hands again and see the screen. Okay, cool. So let's start. We're going to talk about marketing and launch strategies today. So yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. Let's start. What we're going to talk about today is just a minute. Introduction to product marketing. That's the first thing we're going to cover today. So inside product marketing, one second, this is me. Auto. So let's start. So introduction to product marketing. So a question for everyone is what is product marketing? So you all can discuss these questions among yourselves in Slido. I've shared the link as well. So yeah, let me just go on to what is product marketing. We are running a bit late. Huh. So product marketing is the process of promoting your product and communicating its value to the customers. So if you have a product and you want to sell it to someone, or you want to bring it to the market, you just can't drop it in the market. You have to do a build up around it, you have to work around it. That is called product marketing. So in the previous sessions, you have learned how to use design thinking methodologies, you have learned modeling and everything that. So now you have a product ready. How do you bring it to the market? That's what this session is going to be about. So moving on, we're going to talk about why is product marketing important. So many marketers fall into trap that customers will get the product. So you customers see the thing about customers are that they can't just get the product directly. You have to make them see what are the good things in the product, the bad things of the product, and everything related to that. So yeah, so that is basically called market. Is why product marketing is important because marketers themselves think that the product is quite good. So and because they know the product in detail, they think it's good. But it doesn't work like that. You have to communicate the value of the product to the customers. So there are three main reasons why product marketing is very important. That's communicates product value effectively, focuses on target marketing, and helps you gain a competitive advantage. So I'll go into detail in each one of them now. Yeah. So first is communicates product value effectively. So having a great product isn't enough. Yeah, sure, you have a great product. It has all the features and everything good. But how will you make it sell in the market? If you have a product which doesn't sell in the market, there's no use of the product. So you need to explain why it is great. Product marketing does just that. You need to show the customers the value of a product so that it can attract and even retain the customers. The market is competitive. It's very tough that you'll have an entirely unique product. So obviously you'll have some competitors who will make similar things to you. So you have to stand out among those people, and for that you need to communicate your product value effectively. Moving on, we have focus on target marketing. So targeted marketing is targeting a specific niche or a group of people. You cannot target everyone. You make a product, it cannot be for the whole country or the whole world or that way. You have to target a particular part or sect of the society, and that's what you have to do. So it involves dividing the audience into specific groups, which based on a unique characteristics, which help you fine tune your marketing efforts to each group's preference and needs. So the difference between brand marketing team and product marketing team comes here. A brand marketing team just wants to give your brand to a whole of a large audience. They want everyone to know your brand. A product marketing team is works on a specific subset or specific niche of people. So you don't waste your resources on uninterested people. Suppose I'll give you an example, and I'll try to carry out this example for the entire thing. Suppose I want to buy a gaming laptop. So, yeah, suppose I want to buy a gaming laptop. But then why will I target a group of people who are office goers? They want to buy a laptop which is more professional, which doesn't have all the fancy RGB lights. So they are not the part, they are not under my niche. Or maybe someone who wants a more of a lighter laptops. Gaming laptops are heavier. So I have to identify what part of the society or what part of the people I want to target. Moving on, we have helps you gain a competitive advantage. So you see, everything we'll cover in this session has one very important reason behind it. Yeah, has one very important reason behind it. That is, helps you gain a competitive advantage. So gaining competitive advantage is very important because, yeah, as I said before, you always have competitors. So when your product has clear competitive advantage, it helps you stand out against your competitors. And it gives your audience a reason to come toward a brand that does something similar, even in a crowded marketplace. So product marketing is a laser focus on helping your product stand out. Moving on. Now I'm going to talk about what is the role of marketing in product success. I'll just go over these quickly. So it's unearth customer needs, shapes winning products, build brand anticipation, craft a compelling story. So you can just take a minute and read about them yourselves. It's quite simple. So yeah, just yeah. Moving on. We have four more of these. Yeah. The next four is empower sales teams, provides the message to convert into sales, drives customer acquisition, strategic campaigns bring in new users and buyers, nurtures customer loyalty, and tracks and measures success. So yeah, relatively simple. Moving on, another question is, what do you think is market research? So you can spend some time in the Slido, you can talk about this. Again, I'll just give you a minute. So yeah, so okay, I'll now go ahead and tell you what's market research. The benefit. So market research is basically getting. So whenever you think of this as a battle, okay. So you have to send a product into the war. How do you do it? First, you have to know the conditions, right? Even in a cricket match, you know the conditions of the pitch, the weather, the wind speed. There are a lot of stuff to know. So similarly, you have to know what are the conditions of where you're actually launching the product. You have to find out what customers want, who are the competitors, what are the market dynamics, what are the risks. And with all this data, you have to make informed business decisions. This is a very important part of launching a product. This is even before you actually launch a product. First of all, you should gather information and research about it. So why is this important? It is important because it provides valuable insights into consumer behavior, preferences, and trends. So if let's say it fills the gap which is in the market right now, then there's a very good chance your product will actually succeed. But if you launch into a product in an overcrowded market where there are already so many brands and all, then there's a chance it might not. So if you want to go for a food delivery app, let's say, then you already have giants such as Swiggy and Zomato. So if you launch a product which has similar features and these forth, then why will someone take your product over their product? So you have to research about what other brands are there and why is their product much more better. So moving on, now there are 10 key components of market research. We'll go over them one by one briefly. The first is market segmentation. So market segmentation is dividing the market based on different segments, such as based on demographics, physiographics, behavior, other relevant characteristics. Okay. The next is data collection. Data collection is again quite important. So data collection is divided broadly into two types, primary and secondary sources. So primary data refers to directly taking data from the uh, from the customer through surveys, interviews, observations, or experiments. And secondary data involves existing research reports, industry reports, or government sources. So both these ways are quite interesting and yeah, can use them. Moving on, we have research design. Research design is developing a research plan that outlines the objectives, methodology, and timeline for conducting research. This includes selecting appropriate research methods and determining the sample size. So yeah, moving on. Just a minute. Yeah. So next one is what are the key components of market research? So the wait, uh, the PPT is clear to everyone, right? Just a minute. If the PPT is clear, just raise your hands. Find it. Everyone, if the PPT is clear, just raise your hands. Quick show of hands. That's in the role of marketing. Just a minute. One second. Hmm. Okay, is it visible now? I'm in the role of product marketing now. This is the 10th slide. Visible, just respond in the WhatsApp group. It'll be on the question page as well. That's all right. Okay. Just a minute. Is it visible now? I know. Now, Fine, it's visible now. It should be on the question, what do you think is market research? That page. Okay, cool. Thank you. Fine. We'll start again from here. So, moving on. Uh, If it's not visible at any point, just put in the message in the WhatsApp. I have it open later. Okay. So, back to what is market research? Let's start from here again. Okay. We didn't miss a lot. Just a couple of slides. So, market research is a systematic collection analysis and interpretation about a specific market industry or consumer segment. So this is just the definition, all right? So let me just explain in a bit detail. So market research is basically knowing about your playground. So as I said before, also take the analogy of a war or a battle. So you have to, or a cricket match, I would say is better. You have to know the conditions of the pitch, the weather, and all of the stuff before knowing how it actually play or how it actually put out your product there. So that is called market research. You have to understand what how the market is, what are trends of the market, and other stuff. So what does it involve? It involves studying customers, obviously the people who are going to buy your product, competitors, and market dynamics to identify opportunities, mitigate risks, and make informed business decisions. So what does market research do? It is important because it provides insights into consumer behavior, preferences, and trends. So if your product can fill a particular void which is in the market, then your product is much more likely to do better. And that's what we aspire to do, right? We have to make our product be the better one in the market. Moving on, what are the key components of market research? This is where we left that time. So let me begin again. There are 10 main key components of market research. The first is market segmentation. So market segmentation is identifying and dividing the target market into distinct segments based on demographics, physiographics, behavior, or other relevant characteristics. It's basically dividing the markets into part and then, yeah, it's dividing market into part. One second. Huh. Yeah. So, okay. Moving on, data collection. So why is data collection important? So data collection is basically gathering relevant information. So there are two main sources from which you can gather data. That is primary and secondary sources. Primary data refers to information collected directly from target market through surveys, interviews, observations, or experiments. Secondary data is to other sources, such as research reports, industry databases, government sources. Moving on, the third one is research design. So research plan that outlines the objectives. That's what we have to make here. So this includes selecting the appropriate research methods, determining sample size, and defining the sampling technique. This is just about gathering more and more information about, yeah, as I said, the playground. Moving on. The next three are qualitative research, quantitative research, and comparative analysis. So qualitative research is more to do with the psychological perspective of humans. So you do it using interviews, focus groups, observations to gain in-depth insights into customer attitudes, opinions, motivations, and behaviors. So it helps exploring underlying reasons and provides a richer understanding of the market. Next one is quantitative research. So quantitative research is a much more numerical way of researching. So it employs surveys, questionnaires, or structured data analysis to gather numerical data on a larger scale. So quantitative research enables statistical analysis, measurement of market trends, and generation of quantitative insights and metrics. Moving on, we have competitive analysis. So as I said before, the competitive analysis is a persisting concern. So assessing competitive strategies, strengths, weaknesses, market positioning, and offerings. This helps identify market opportunities, potential risks, and areas for differentiation. So yeah, as I said, it's important to know who are the other competitors, who are we fighting against in the playground. The next four and the last four, I think, are the consumer behavior analysis. So consumer behavior analysis is basically examining consumer decision-making process, buying habits, preferences, satisfaction levels. So at the end, you're going to sell the product to the consumer. So you have to make sure that you have to put yourself in the in the shoes of the customer and the consumer, and then see how they perceive the product, not as someone who develops the product. This is one of the most standard things we have to take care of. So understanding consumer behavior is crucial for developing effective marketing strategies and targeted campaigns. Moving on, market size and forecasting. So market size is how big the market size is. Is it a very saturated market, or is it a market which no one has yet tapped into? And forecasting. Forecasting is basically predicting the trends. We use various statistical analysis as well for that. So that's what we do in market size and forecasting. Moving on, data analysis. So data analysis is basically much more statistical techniques such as data cleaning, segmentation analysis, correlation, regression analysis, or statistical methods. You don't have to know about all these, even I don't. But yeah, these are just, if you are willing to dive into that, yeah, you can read about these books. Moving on, reporting and presentation. So after you have done all of this, you have to convey this to stakeholders. So you, for to convey to stakeholders, you have to present the data in a concise manner, and you have to make it more aesthetically appealing, I would say. So that's come in report of presentation. So that's another important thing. Moving on, now we're going to talk about market positioning. So market after market research, we have to also talk about market positioning. So I'll go with an example on this one. So imagine, say you want to have make a you are a detergent manufacturer, and there are thousands of other detergents in the market. Why do you think your customers will buy a detergent from a cluster of a million options? What will make your detergent stand out? So people don't want products which can do everything. They don't want detergents which are 10 in one, 11 in one, nothing like that. They want detergents which can satisfy a particular need of the customer or target a specific niche. This is what market positioning does. Market positioning is directs your product over a particular group or segment of the market, not the entire market. And this is what works most of the times. As I said before, the gaming laptop example, gaming laptops are only for a specific group of people. They're not for everyone who ever wants to have a laptop. I mean, there are obviously exceptions there, but they are mainly focused on people who want to have a high processing gaming laptop, who want to play games on it, I would say, in the basic essence. So that's what is market positioning. So market positioning in simple words is marketing strategy that focuses on creating a unique image or perception of a brand, product or service in customers' mind. So it basically means that when you hear the name of the company, you know that this company specializes in this. So if I say suppose Wildstone is a company that specializes in deodorants. So and that's what they have tried to focus on. That's what they're trying to master. It's not about being a jack of all. You have to be the you have to pick a particular thing and you have to go deep and actually excel in this. So for instance, the four P's of marketing, they are quite important here. Promotion, product, price, and place are important factors in market positioning. The more a business focuses on these more four P's, the better is the positioning in the market. So you have to know what will your product be, which price range does it target on, which place, where are you going to launch this product, and how will you promote the product. These are some ways. So I'll throw a few basic examples for this. A shoemaker specializes in making formal shoes for highly sophisticated or formal events. Now that shoemaker will only do this. So that shoemaker won't switch to make sports shoes and sneakers. So let's say that if someone wanted to buy a formal shoe, they would go to that shoemaker, not somewhere else. A fast food franchise that makes unique grilled beef burgers. A car manufacturing company specializes in manufacturing luxury cars with unparalleled features. So they are targeting a specific demographic or a specific group of people, not everyone. And that's what these people do different. Moving on, we'll go to the next thing, which is why market positioning. So market positioning has its own needs and why is it important? The first is increase in revenue. So any company, what does any company want? They want to increase their revenue. Market positioning is purely dedicated to creating a unique image of any specific brand. And that is why when it will attract customers from the particular group and thereby increase the revenue. The next is build a competitive edge. So, yeah, it also helps building a competitive edge again. That's the same thing. Either you are following a pricing strategy or focusing on providing quality product or services. You develop a competitive advantage. You are not directly competing with each other. You're trying to fill the gap in the market which other products don't fill by targeting that specific group of people. That's what market positioning does. The next is market positioning simplifies purchase decision for consumers. So this is an important one. So as I said, the shoes the example which you take before. So when someone would want a formal shoes, they wouldn't go to someone who sells everything. They would be very easily they would go to someone who specializes in formal shoes. So that's how it makes an easy decision for the customer to buy them. Moving on, it creates a brand identity. So brand identity is highly dependent on market positioning. Only proper marketing positioning can develop an image or perception in the customer's mind. Going on, the next part will go is launch strategies. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. Ah, so another question is, what do you think is the product launch? Guys can talk about this, Rido. So what do you think is the product launch? Let me move on to what I think is the product launch. So a product launch is basically, in simple terms, launching a product. So how will you bring the product to the market? You can't just drop a product in the market and expect everyone to know about it. And yeah, word of mouth does work, but that's not just the only way it can happen. What you need to do is create some kind of hype around it, buzz around it, and then launch the product. So a product launch is a company's coordinated effort to bring newer, updated products to the market. So it's an important thing because the whole company is involved in this, from the sales division to the manufacturing division to the engineering division. Every part of the company is involved in directly in making the product launch. So they also are members of product team with other and supporting new product. They should all together work on it without causing any unnecessary overlaps or delays towards the product launch. Moving on, planning a planning a thorough product launch requires investing a great deal of labor and time. However, product-centric companies will find these commitments worth the effort. A successful launch can attract the right kind of customers to a new product launch. This increases the rate of product adoption and allows the company to see quicker return on ROI. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, one second. Yeah, sorry. So, how do you plan a product launch? There are three main steps in planning a product launch. First is planning. This is a stage where product teams set goals, research their audience and competition, align expectations, and establish a market strategy. So this is all the meetings and all the research and everything happens here, where you have to plan how will you launch a product. So the launch team works with other product developers also to establish a timeline. So they want a product to be ready at a particular time. They want to run trials and they want everything to go on a particular timeline. So not randomly. That's important. Moving on, execution. This is a window of time during which a product is formally released. This includes the actual day of the release and subsequent marketing efforts to maintain buzz for the following weeks. During this time, product and marketing data is collected that will eventually help determine the success of the launch. So this is where the actual stuff happens. This is where you actually launch a product. Third is analysis. Eventually, marketing efforts will wind down as the product transitions from launch stage to growth stage. Once you launch a product, you have to not take feedback. You have to understand where did you fall short, where everything was okay, not okay, and all that stuff. So, one second. Yeah. So, launch stage and growth stage product life cycle. Product teams compare data and they collect data, they determine whether KPIs and other goals are met as a result of their launch. Moving on, for successful product launch strategy, what should we work on? The first thing we should focus on is customer experience. So that's the most important thing. Um, uh, so yeah, as I said, you should launch it and tweak as you go. Moving on, how do you measure product launch success? So uh, the first is define relevant KPIs. So KPIs are key performance indicators for those who don't know. So KPIs is basically metrics you have to determine before you start working on a product. So that's how you determine the success. For instance, an e-commerce website may have revenue goal in mind. So suppose a laptop company will have how many pieces of laptop is sold in mind, stuff like that. So common KPIs associated are web traffic, revenue gained. Web traffic is mostly for apps, I would say. Revenue gain, leads generated, and yeah, leads generated, customer usage and retention, trial subscribers signed up, that's for Netflix and all, and stuff like that. Moving on. Calculating your KPIs will allow you to designate whether a company exceeded or fell short of expectations. So it's quite normal that a company won't just have one product, it will have more than one product. So you can see where did a campaign fall short of, and then you can improve in the later version. So yeah, moving on. The next is tracking and analyzing data. So there were great volume data after you launch a product. So how would you have to sort this data, maybe present in graphical forms, make it more visible and clear to the users. So that comes in tracking and analyzing data. Distribute and post launch to zero in on launch specific results. The third one is gathering feedback. So gathering feedback is another important thing because many product metrics focus on quantity. So that is how many users were onboarded, how many products were sold, stuff like that. Soliciting feedback directly from customers give you a sense of how well your product and messaging were received. So it's usually gained through customer interviews, focus groups, surveys, etc. It's also important to evaluate how well the product launch went within your company. Other teams may have identified points of friction, rollout, and build process your team wasn't aware. So this is how to do gathering feedback. Going on, what is the go-to-market strategy? So this is another important thing. You can discuss this in that as well. So go-to-market strategy is, yeah, okay. I'll tell you what is go-to-market strategy. So a go-to-market strategy is a step-by-step plan designed to bring a new product to market and drive demand. It helps identify target audience, outline marketing and sales strategies, and align no attendance form. I'll share it in a couple of minutes, not now. Okay. I'll stop in the middle and I'll share it. One second. This is not visible again. It's visible to others, right? All right, good. So what is the go-to-market strategy? So a go-to-market strategy is a step-by-step plan designed to bring a new product to the market and drive demand. So it's how you bring a new product to market and how do you create the hype around it, how to make people buy your product basically. It helps identifying a target audience, outline marketing and sales strategies, and align key stakeholders. So if you have a good GTM or go-to-market strategy, then it's quite easy to make your product very popular among everyone. So what is the purpose of a go-to-market strategy? The purpose of any GTM strategy is to have a set plan for how your company will bring your offer to the market with as little risk as possible. Sorry. So it aligns all the involved stakeholders on overall processes, whether directly involved or not. Helps you get in front of the right people and helps you effectively convey your value to drive conversions. So your GTM strategy is essentially a handy roadmap to success that measures the viability of a product success and predicts performance based on market research, prior examples, and competitive data. Moving on, who needs a GTM strategy? So any company or any brand who wants to launch a product into the market will need a go-to-market strategy. So established businesses launching new products, they need to, or breaking into new markets, need a go-to-market strategy. Let's say a company which always uh, yeah. So let's say a company which always makes computer gaming laptops, if it was switched to some professional laptops, that's breaking into a new market. A small business, yeah, a small business looking to expand beyond its market or introduce new products would benefit from a go-to-market strategy. Businesses undergoing strategic changes like mergers, acquisitions, or new business model changes would benefit from updating or existing, creating a new GTM strategy. Companies facing increased competition can use the GTM strategy to lay out key differentiators. Moving on. Yeah, just a minute. Moving on. Uh, what are the benefits of GTM strategy? So there are quite a few benefits to GTM strategy, and I'll go over them. The first is it creates alignment. So alignment is when all members of your team, all members of other teams, they're all working together and they're working according to the strategy. So GTM is a plan. It's like a roadmap. So how you know the team is going through the roadmap, so you know where you can track the team and you can track the progress. So whether you're a product designer, social media coordinator, everyone needs to be on the same page. That's what a GTM strategy does. It's like a railing for everyone or a guideline for everyone, and it helps to, I'll say, align. Yeah, that's the main thing. Right. Answer. Let's start again. Ah, okay, so I'm stuck now, right? Okay. Good, thank you. So, as I said, without this alignment, a process can get unorganized and lead to miscommunications. So it's possible that one company completed the whole end of results, and some team is falling behind. So that's a problem which yeah, we should not face. Hmm. Moving on, establish product market fit. So product market fit is another important thing we should take care of, which is basically finding the gap in the market and using your product to fill that gap. So even if the product is well designed and innovative, if the market doesn't have any space for the product, there's a good chance that it won't sustain. So I'll give an example for Apple for this. So in late 1980s, before the iPhone and before any of the Macs came out, there was an Apple Lisa computer. So Lisa was one of the best graphic technologies, but hardly 10,000 units were sold. Critics attribute the failure to Lisa's misleading ads, high price, and its low processing power. So you see, all the factors were against this computer. That's why it didn't work out, and that there was no space in the market for that at that point. So, but Apple was able to recover from this, as we see today, and because Apple was a relatively bigger company at that time, so yeah. But smaller companies might not be able to financially recover from this kind of problems. So it's important to understand the market before even starting the development of the product. Moving on, workout things. So our GTM strategy isn't guaranteed to prevent failure. There will be failures, there will be problems and everything else. But if you have a guideline, if you have a railing to rely on, then if you have a I would say a safety net, I would say, which is the strategy, then you can work out the things. You can work out the small problems which you can face on a due course to make a better product. A perfect product doesn't exist. Each product has some good things, some bad things. You can just work on the bad ones and just reduce the number. Moving on, competitive advantage. So this is the thing which comes again. So competitor research is a vital part of creating a go-to-market strategy. It makes it one of the biggest benefits of having a go-to-market strategy. So you have to know how you compare to your competitors and what makes a product stand out. Moving on, cost saving. So go-to-market strategy is also cost saving because it reduces the cost on things which doesn't matter. You can't waste money on costs. You can't waste a revenue on things which do not need that much output. If you know there's a matrix which shows high input, low output, tens of kind. So you cannot waste stuff on things which generate a low output. So you have to know where to spend your money to optimize it. That's important thing. The next thing is accelerated growth. So obviously GTM strategy is not an overnight thing. Even if you have an excellent strategy, it still takes time. You have to keep working on it, and that's how you'll get success. It's not some a relatively overnight turn. It just takes time. So moving on, what are the go-to-market plan methodologies? So there are two main methodologies, funnel and flywheel. So these are a bit, I'd say, off topic and a bit difficult to understand right now. I'll just go over them quickly. So the funnel method focuses on attracting leads and nurturing them into sales, whereas flywheel approach uses inbound marketing and other strategies to build long-lasting consumer relationships. So funnel is centered on awareness, consideration, and decision stages of customer journey. Flywheel focuses on attracting, engaging, delighting prospect leads and customers. So when a lead becomes a customer, the flywheel continues as the company starts attracting, engaging, and delighting them over and over again. So the company uses both of them, funnel as well as flywheel, to get a good product. Going on, what are the key points of a go-to-market plan? So whenever you have to plan a GTM strategy, you should ask yourself these questions. What problem does your product solve? Who is experiencing a problem that your product solves? How much are they willing to pay for a solution? Just a minute. Yeah, it should be. It should be right now the key points of a go-to-market plan. Yeah. You should also ask, what are the pain points and frustrations that you can alleviate? Moving on, who competition and demand. So who already offers what you're launching? Is there a demand for the product or is the market oversaturated? And the last one is through what meetings will you sell the product or service? A website, app, or third-party distributor? So these are the questions which you should understand before go-to-market strategy. So moving on, how do you build a go-to-market strategy? You can use pre-made templates. You can identify the buyer center personas, craft a value matrix, test messaging, optimize the ads, understand buyer journey, choose one or more of the four most common sales strategies, build brand awareness, and create content. So these are just the basic steps. I'm just looking at titles here. They have a lot of step and work which go into them. So yeah, if you are interested, you can go over them. So moving on, before I go to case studies, we'll just take attendance right now. It's almost the half of the session. Case studies are interesting stuff. So I'll just share the attendance QR. I'll leave it on for like around 5-10 minutes. You can just scan it. Yeah. and you can fill out this QR if it's visible. Thing is visible. Ah, so QR is visible. You can fill out the QR. I'll leave it on for till 4:10. Then we'll go to the parts, the examples and case studies. Hey guys, I think everyone is filled. So we continue. Yeah, we'll talk about case studies now. Hold on 1 second. Just leave it on one more minute if someone is left. Okay. If anyone is just left, they can DM with a proof now. Let's start continuing the session. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with case studies now. Uh, So first, we're going to about three case studies now, quite quickly. The first is Apple's iPhone. So what is Apple's iPhone did? So teaser campaigns are building anticipation. So Apple's teaser campaigns are carefully crafted to generate excitement and anticipation among consumers. So you can see the unveilings as well. So these campaigns have cryptic messages, imagery, and videos that hint. They don't directly just shout out the features, they just give hints of it. And that's a good thing about Apple. So it gives time to create buzz and increase the hype before actually launching the product. The next are the keynote events and product unveilings. You can see the keynote events Apple does with Steve Jobs himself. They describe the products, they take questions, they have live demonstrations, showcases, and all. So there's a hint of theatricality in this, which makes Apple stand out. This is a good thing about Apple. Going on, customer engagement strategies. So Apple prioritizes customer engagement throughout the product launch strategies, starting with pre-launch events and interactive social media content, behind-the-scene glimpses, and stuff like that. Even after launch, Apple continues to engage customers. They're not like, okay, we have launched a product now, we don't have to worry about it. They engage with the customers, they take feedback, they do user-generated content initiatives. You can see challenges for Apple, iPhone, and Samsung, and a lot of stuff. Moving on, the post-launch support and updates. So Apple's commitment to customer satisfaction extends beyond the launch event. So regular software updates, customer feedback, presence, and all. So this think about this, and why does Apple always stand out? See, if we take a popular debate of Apple versus Samsung, Samsung does have a lot of better features compared to Apple's in some prospects. But why do people appreciate Apple more? It's because Apple have created a brand identity among themselves. They have just the iPhone. You can see the difference also. Samsung has J series, S series, J series. There's a lot of series of Samsung as well. Apple just have iPhones. So Apple have created some sort of image about there's a premium quality of the products. There's a standard which people can expect when they buy the products. And that does not just come like that. That comes from years of marketing experience and marketing work going into it, proper launch, proper GTM strategies, and all of these incorporated. That makes what Apple now what Apple is. The next one we're going to know is Tesla. The Tesla model is that's a particular model of Tesla. So it disrupted the automotive industry. It was a big deal in cars. It was cool because it ran on electricity. It did raspberry speed, didn't pollute, and could go farther than any other electric cars back then. Electric cars was not a new thing, but Tesla revolutionized it. Other companies then sought Tesla's cars and they started making them more electric cars. So you can say that Tesla, in a way, brought about the electric variant, electric car revolution among everything. The next is communicating a compelling value proposition. So Tesla talked about why the Model S is great. They told what features is it has. They showed how fast to go, easy to use, and this made people talk to it. You can see Elon Musk himself demonstrating stuff like that. So Tesla also talked about how you can charge it at home which saves money. They showed that Tesla's car are cheaper to run, and they also showed the technology that models have inside. Going on, they targeted eco-conscious consumers and tech enthusiasts. So there are two groups of people: people who are worried about the pollution, who don't want to pollute the environment. That as well as tech enthusiasts who want cool self-driving cars with new features, more futuristic outlook and stuff like that. So this is what Tesla's model is provided. It I'd say kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. So yeah, they make sure to impress tech lovers with cool features as autopilot, software bits, and fancy interior with a big touchscreen. So Tesla made a lot of people really excited about the Model S. So this is what made Tesla what today is it is in the car world. And the last example we are going to go to okay, is Coca-Cola's new product launches. So historical success stories of Coca-Cola is basically Coca-Cola is a very old brand. It started in 1886. So they started with a Coca-Cola Classic. Then they brought out Diet Coke, which is a low calorie option in 1982. Then Coke Zero, which came out in 2005. And expansion into new markets, to new countries and all. So what made Coca-Cola what it is? So they use many different types of ads, TV, newspaper, online and all. So they spread out entirely. They went to every possible way of advertising and they pushed it. They try to make you feel things when you see their apps, like happy memories or sense of belongings. So they made ads simple. They didn't have overly complicated ads. They made ads simple so that people could relate with them easily. Team world, sport events, music festivals, cultural stuff and all. They also make events where you can join and have fun with the band, remember them. So yeah, all that. You can even Coca-Cola was a sponsor in many other things. As the market changed over more calorie. Sorry, one second. Yeah, as the market changed to a more calorie conscious environment, Coke made a move with that. It adapted to healthier drinks such as Coca-Cola Light and Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and all that. Low sugar and sugar-free options. It also has diversification. So besides regular sodas, Coke has other type of drinks as well, like sparkling water, fruit juices, teas, and other energy drinks. Sustainability initiatives. So Coca-Cola is doing things to help the environment, like using plant-based packaging and recycling programs. So Coke knew that they could not expand using the cola. So they went and got Minute Maid and other such stuff. We can see the Coca-Cola company written on the back of many of popular drinks. That's all owned and operated by Coca-Cola. They also use the digital technology. So as the way of the times moved, Coke used technology to make things better for customers. They have personalized marketing, cool mobile apps, and easy online shopping. So that's the reason why Coke is getting so popular nowadays. Coke has been for a long time. You can see now its competitors, Pepsi, Thumbs Up, and all the stuff. You can see that people still have some kind of affectionate with Coke because they can relate to Coke. The Coke has been from a long time and they know how Coke adjusts with the trends of the market. So people trust Coke. And trust is, I think, the one most thing people have to know before they build their brand into the market. So moving on, we have now finished with the case studies. So yeah, this is something we can discuss among ourselves. Let's give it a thought. What do you think is the most important part of market strategy? Which of these three launches is like the most and why? And do you have any loss certificates in mind? Something company came up, anything like that. So, okay. I'll now just a minute. I'll unmute you all. We can have any discussions, ask any questions. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask. So, yeah.
I have got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, in terms of launch strategies, so there is a like a common practice in India, like companies offer freebies without paying anything.
Uh-huh.
Customers are, yeah, so there is a practice of offering freebies. So, do you think it's a right move to offer freebies? Because Jio also did that. And do you think the customers are like they appreciate that product which they are not paying for or service, or like having a price point is a like a good having
Okay.
a price point is a good strategy, or offering freebies is a like an move which has more advantage? If you can elaborate on that.
Uh-huh. So, I think, in my opinion, if you have a product, let's say, so see, launching freebies is a good thing, but it should not be going for a long time. Let's say for a very short time, maybe so you can give your product out for free. See, because people in India especially who doesn't like free stuff. If you're getting something for free and it's a good product, then sure you go to try it. So yeah, it's a good idea, but not for a long time. And also it varies and depends on the product as well. Now, suppose if you take iPhone, you can't give out iPhones for free. But Coke bottles, yeah, sure you can give out a couple of Coke bottles for free. It doesn't affect the revenue that much, and it does. Word of mouth does help. So if you're getting something for free and people try it, then yeah, it can help increase the value. If anyone has any other answers to this, they can also go ahead.
Like,
Yeah.
so my main yeah, so my main concern is, so does that affect brand value if we go through this strategy? Because if we want to target a market that is very, high price market with some high value customers which are which belong to some like upper class, so is it a good strategy to launch something in that market with with like uh, like with the mindset of offering free trials or something like that? Certain like a niche market, like market for luxury watches. So how do we tackle that market which has some high
Yeah.
segment customers?
If it has a high segment customers, then offering freebies, I don't think it's a good idea because the customers should have to understand the value of the product. They have to understand that it takes some amount of price and it asks for something. It's not for everyone. So even though it is people do want to get a product, but they have to understand it's a status symbol. So in that case, I would not go with launching freebies. Yeah, personally.
So basically, it depends on the like which type of customer you are targeting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Which group for
Thank
them?
you. Roshan. Yeah.
Anyone else? Any questions? Which, okay, you can also talk about the three examples I shown the case studies. If you like any point or you want to add any point, anything.
Not related to the case study, but don't you think that the the marketing strategy of Red Bull is a bit progressive. Not progressive. It's a bit aggressive. Sorry, like
Yeah,
they
marketing such a Red Bull. Yes,
because
I'd
Red
say
Bull
it's
is
aggressive.
just a basic product. They could have increased the quality of the product or launched any new products, but they just are focusing on marketing. Why that could be a reason of that company success? Why can't they make new products?
Yeah. So,
Yep.
see
And
what
I
I think
also
what
got a
Red Bull
point
wants.
that
Yeah. what-
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Am I audible, Pranav?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, audible.
Yeah, so I've also got a like an add-on point to that. So recently, I did a case study in which I found out that the Japanese companies like Toyota or some other companies, they are known for their, like, if you talk about quality, you there must be some Japanese companies. One of them is Toyota for sure. So I in that case study, I found that these companies never use the term quality in their marketing or their ad campaigns or anything else. Or and on the contrary, they focus on the product quality, but they never advertise their quality. Like most of the American companies, they will say our product is this much better, that much better. They will never say that term in their marketing part, but they will focus on their product, so that their product will speak for themselves on terms of uh, the quality aspect. So do you think marketing alone can be the point I think Parv Jain was saying that Red Bull basically focuses on marketing, and through marketing, such a big brand now. So it's not like the other like drinks don't exist, or the Red Bull is substantially better. I don't think it's anything like that. Basically, their marketing part is very strong. So, do you think marketing is more important for a company's success or the product? Because we have two contrary examples in like Toyota and Red Bull. So, if you can
I
Yeah.
believe
explain on
both go hand in hand. If you, if for a very bad car, if you do very aggressive marketing, it's not gonna work. The quality controls are important. So Red Bull, I believe it worked because of marketing, because there are many other energy drinks and people prefer Red Bull because it was a type of luxury. No one's gonna go and say I drink a Red Bull of 80 to 100 rupees every day. No, 80% of the Indian market is, I'm speaking of Indian market currently, 80% of Indian market are middle class. So no one's gonna go every day and drink Red Bull. But whereas a car is an investment. So if it's the quality is bad, it's not gonna work. The marketing, even the marketing, it's waste. If you could have any points or you can contradict.
Yeah, so the thing is that both of them are important, as we said. So even if it is a very good quality product and you don't do proper marketing, it will fail. Or if it's a bad product and even though it's overhyped and all, it will eventually people will discover that it's a shitty product and they will go against it. So if you take the example of Red Bull, so yeah, Red Bull has they have a good product. Their product isn't a bad one. So what it they could have gone to other products as well, but what they tried to do was expand their marketing into other domains. So now you can see Red Bull has the F1 team of their own, and they you can see parachuting, skydiving. There's a whole lot of I'd say jump scaring activities which Red Bull does. So yeah, as for Toyota, what you said. Why Toyota doesn't say the word quality is because Toyota wants people to themselves understand that okay, this is the product which has quality. They don't want to advertise it. They want people themselves to use and understand the product. So yeah, that's my take on this. If you have anything in that.
Just one more example of very good marketing. You might have heard of Oreo. There was one more company. I don't remember the name.
dextrose, I think.
Hydrox.
Hydrox, right?
Yeah. That product was same as Oreos. Actually it came before Oreo, but due to Oreo's packaging and marketing, now people think that Hydrox is a copy of Oreo, but actually Oreo is a copy of Hydrox. So it could be a great example of marketing. and how you go to the market with that product.
Yeah, so I think
Exactly.
it's like when you have the same product, when two companies have same product, the one who has good marketing will succeed, and if a company has better quality, and then I think if their marketing is not good, like over the time they will find a way because they are good on quality part. So if you can add something on that.
Yeah. It'll take time for people to discover that a product is good and all.
Yeah,
But yeah. Yeah, sure, go on.
yeah. So basically, marketing will like reduce the like how much time it is required to like uh, if you want to capture a substantial market size, so marketing will reduce that time if you have a quality product. But if you don't have a quality product, if you go on doing marketing, you will anyway just lose money. That's it. So I think it's that way. You can add something on that. That will be helpful.
Yeah, so about that, the thing is, see, even though your product is good, let's say it's of superb quality and all, and you don't do product marketing, then even though you want to manufacture the product again and again, that takes revenue. And if no one's buying your product right now, you won't get any money. So you need good marketing as well. But yeah, at the same time, if you spend overly in marketing and a product's quality is compromised, then eventually people will discover that, yeah, your product is not up to the level of hype we believe it had. So it will fail. So both go hand in hand. If you compromise one on another for favoring another, it's bound to fail.
Sometimes it's good to establish yourself as a founder. Like people should know you publicly. Then I believe it would be easier for you to go to the market. Like you can take an example of Niche Hair. You might have heard of it. It's a very famous company, hair extension company. Uh, that's founder Parul Gulati. She paid zero money on marketing, but her products are on top of the her products are at the of the products available in the market already. But due to her being famous, many people prefer her products rather than any other companies. So even it is what do you say? Even establishing yourself is important before making a product available to the market.
Yeah. So if you have your if